It's in the game.
Between these iconic hedges, the field where some of college football's greats have called home. Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, where these fans are ready to turn the dogs loose. Today, a couple of SEC teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see, the Vanderbilt Commodores taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So Vanderbilt's offense will start this game off with the football. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock and they're hard workers.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game. And I think that was an example of what you saw right there.
Caught, close to the marker, it's Brown. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. And the Commodores come to the line with a new set of downs. Rides the back on the option to give. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. Second and 10, really hard. Third and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. The Commodores look to keep this drive humming. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Well, this guy obviously spent a lot of time in the film room this week because he is dissecting this defense early in the game in the opening drive. Great job with his eyes, great job with his rhythm, an explosive play there. This defense does not have an answer for this dude.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Third down, red zone play, crowd alive. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. Never a doubt. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Man, these late-night crowds are so much fun. They're so into it, so much energy in this building. And the visiting team drives down the field. Tell you what, drive stalls out a little bit, but they quieted this place a little bit by getting 3 and starting this game off on the right foot.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Georgia's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And we've said many times a tight end is the quarterback's best friend, but the last time these two played together, you could make the argument it was even more than family. It was like that thing, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, David.
It was really impressive. I mean, they put up big numbers. It seemed to work every time he looked to the big fella. He delivered. So, elite 1-2 punch. Jesse, how do you slow that guy down?
I mean, you just got to pick your matchup poison, honestly. You can put a safety against him and try to take advantage of the speed, but he's not going to be big enough to match up physically. If you go linebacker, you're not fast enough. So mixing and matching the looks, I think, is the best chance this defense has.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Looking to throw, it's Stockton. Here's the pressure. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
And here's a great example of living to play another day. QB in the pocket, nobody open, throw it out of bounds.
Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Dogs!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll start the return inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll go to the ground. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. On the ground, it's Alexander. Picks up the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right at the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big gain.
And he's brought down after a solid gain, and we are done in the first quarter. We're through one period, and these receivers are showing out big time. Take a look at the stats. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. And the Commodores with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Here's the handoff. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? They're going to go right back to him on first down. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Running back searching for a hole. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown Doors! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. Wide receiver going in motion. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
From the gun, give on the inside. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You just need more from your offensive line. Second and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up third down, and this offensive line's going to have to play a lot better here.
He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that is a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on...
Breaks into the open. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. They're going to run it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Now they'll run the draw. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Georgia lining up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
He is sacked way behind the line of scrimmage. Just a catastrophic play there.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for D-line play at the University of Georgia. It was his athleticism, it was his...
Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on third
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback, give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Fair catch is brought in at the 43, and they are set up nicely. They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. On the ground, it's Frazier. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Georgia going up tempo. To the air, it's Stockton. Fires to the wideout. Quickly complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Precision, execution, and timing to pick up the first down on the out route.
I think you're spot on. Those out routes, man, it's got to be about timing. You got to throw that football before he breaks. Nice job seeing it. Short yard situation, throwing the ball on the money so the receiver can get upfield and get the first down.
And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. The Bulldogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. The short hands, it's Singleton. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse, turn the football over.
The defense is there, and a great job to keep him from getting to that first down marker. He's hard to get a handle on. It'll be 4th and short. Here comes the field goal unit. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. Good right down the boulevard. And the 3-ball locks us up as we get closer to the half. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, fellas, big update in a top 5 game today. Mississippi State is in serious trouble right now. I'm not sure some folks won't be asking for a refund on their NIL investment. A putrid performance in Starkville. They're trailing by 14 to Duke. We promise to keep you updated if anything changes in this matchup of 1 versus 2. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening. That last big play has them in position to threaten here. 1st and 10 from the 37. Wants to throw on 1st down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Wide open, he makes the catch.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
He's looking to throw. Here's a heat. Into the house. Touchdown, Commodores.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Handoff from the gun. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Commodores will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football, Palmer, out of this crew.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to...
There he goes! Oh, he got loose! A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
They'll leave it with the lone back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
They keep pushing forward. Now back to work on second and goal from the 6. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Looking for the goal line. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Still some work to do here on third and goal from the 3. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Georgia! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
On the move from inside is 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You want to stop the run game, get the big defensive tackles in the middle, getting penetration. Those big boys eating up blocks, taking away gaps and holes for those running backs to run through.
Using his power and his sweet feet to get into the backfield quickly.
And you know you're athletic when you describe with power and sweet feet. I mean, just put those two things together and you're just pretty amazing.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Catch in the middle, it's Barnett. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. And the Commodores will snap it on 1st and 10. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Really nice job creating his own space, running with attitude. He's up to the 37-yard line.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. Bringing it back. Inside the 30. Did some work on the return. They mark him out of bounds right at the 20.
And this safety is a ball hawk. He's a playmaker. Not only have we seen him get involved in the running game and make tackles playing downfield, but he plays the center field position as well as anybody in college football, and you saw it right there.
He's got the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Motion from the wide receiver. looking for a man. It's Stockton. He's got him. Turning it on. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now. Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall, Dave.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease, push somebody back, create some space. There was nowhere to go.
Pulls it and fires to the left. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? And you can't miss. You've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. So first down will open up the final period. Last drive ended with a pick, but you still have to attack through the air. Finding an escape route. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll leave it with him. Plows through the defense. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the foot.
Oh, he's got some space. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Takes the handoff. It's Poe. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And when you run the counter play, you're really hoping to bust that thing inside. You want to fake one direction, pull a guy, kick him out. But you can tell, great job by the defense making that thing low. Go a little bit outside. Now, guess what? All the cavalry's coming. Everybody can run to the football. Everybody gets into play. Nice job by the defense.
Got it behind the line. It's Alexander. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive. He had a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
They'll give it to him again. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes.
Deep shot for the end zone. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
The offense has got to find something here in the fourth quarter. You can tell pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot, unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
Caught over the middle. It's Barnett. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the 4th with a touchdown. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost him.
Quick strike complete. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And this offense, you can tell, just still feeling confident. Like, they have the lead. It's the 4th quarter. First down, that's not a running play. That's a passing play. They're really in a rhythm, feeling good about themselves.
Keeps it on the bootleg. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Off play action. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Makes the grab on 3rd. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They punted away on 4th down. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese.
He lets one fly deep. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up.
And you absolutely expect those shots from this offense. And I love it. The defense was prepared. You got to know where the burners are. You know he can go. So you got to play that deep route. They play it great. Don't give up the big play. Stay deep. And don't let anyone get behind you.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Stands in and takes the hit. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on 1st down, but 2nd down's coming up.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He wants to change this route. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. Timeout called by the offense. Clock stopped with 21 seconds left. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Throws to the wideout. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
And this defense taking matters into their own hands. 1st down, you get the sack. 2nd down, you force the incompletion. Now sitting at 3rd and long, you got them in their own territory. Big opportunity for this defense to shut the...
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation.